Good afternoon, fellow listeners and viewers. It is a lovely one today. Here on Average Joe's podcast, we got some exciting stuff planned. We got some lovely stuff about the NFC North. We got studs, duds, and steals / surprises. You know, sleepers, I guess.
Sleepers.
I
know are really sleepers these days, you know.
Yeah, they're more along the lines of, oh man, that surprised me. Holy what?
But people who outperform their ADP. So,
exactly.
Right?
Outperforming what people think of them. That's why you don't always go with a hunch. You gotta go with numbers, baby.
Yeah.
Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie. Numbers do not lie. It is the truth, baby.
So hip hop wisdom.
Oh yes, sir. Hip hop. Just like hip-hop, fantasy football is not dead. We are going to bring you a lovely one. I wonder who wants to start this one. If nobody does, we can always start off on a roll. The man with the master plan, the man with the mic in his hand. Jared.
My studs, duds, and sleepers.
Let's get it, baby.
So.
And I'm going to warn y'all. I'm gonna dispute some of this, and I'm gonna agree with some of it. Scott's gonna dispute some of this, and he's gonna agree with some of it.
See if you can get on your own team. So
y'all
I'm about to start off with, and I'm going with my studs first. Dalvin Cook. Now I know he has a poor offensive line. We were watching some of the preseason game earlier today. Not pretty. He went 5 rushes for 13 yards. Not pretty, but it was a passing game that he looked okay. 4 for 30. So. Yeah, so he's getting out there. Like I said in our last podcast, he'll be out and going downfield. So,
yes, sir.
The opportunities are there for him. Also, with Latavius Murray missing so much of camp and coming in so late, Dalvin Cook getting those early reps. He's already moved from literally 2 days ago. He was third listed on the depth chart. Now he's number 1. So,
yeah, buddy.
They have high faith in that man. So look for Dalvin Cook, everybody. I mean, I know he's going in the 4th, 5th rounds, but I think he could be a first-round knockout as far as fantasy points by the end of the season. So
PPR gold mine right there. If y'all have ever heard one before,
he is. He'll be a solid PPR gold mine. So and he's one that you're going to really expect to perform. That's why he's just a stud, because that's where he's going to end up. He's going to definitely outperform his ADP, in my opinion. So in those 4th, 5th rounds. Now, I'm going to move to an obvious one, though. And everybody knows it because he's a legend, blah, 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 blah. Green Bay Packers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. I know I don't like putting him on this list.
Oh, the Hail Mary.
But, I mean, look at his stats. I mean, he's got a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's just stupid. So,
I got the stats. If you need the stats for last year.
Let me up with some stats.
He got 40 touchdowns in total.
7
on a bad year.
With 7 interceptions. His yards were 4,422. Or 28, sorry. And his ratio, his rating, was a 104.2.
104.2 for the QBR.
That's insane.
And that was his bad year, they said. And he had 40 touchdowns.
I mean, yeah, they were looking pretty awful throughout the season.
Awful with, can we say that again? 40 touchdowns.
Yeah.
7 picks.
I know they say don't draft the QB early, but if you're going to bite that bullet, draft the QB early.
Aaron Rodgers
is that man.
Yeah.
And the weapons are healthy. Jordy, healthy. Cobb, healthy. Adams, healthy. And now they have a young man, Jamal Lewis, who's another heavy hitter in the run game to help take that pressure off Rodgers so they can be a more versatile offense.
Yep.
I mean, he can do well just throwing.
And there's a tight end, too, that they got.
Yeah, see, I'm not going to throw Martellus in there yet because Aaron Rodgers' history doesn't really look for the tight end. So
unless they're Richard Rodgers, then he looks for
in the end zone or a Hail Mary pass.
Yeah.
So, every once in a while. But he's willing to take those shots. He just skips right over that read and goes, "Hey, Jordy, 6.
Right.
See ya."
Right.
And healthy Jordy Nelson is dangerous. So a very underrated player in his own. And then I move down to another quarterback. One that people need to understand is a good quarterback, and will come to his own with his second year without Calvin Johnson.
Oh, you took my guy. Okay.
Yeah, hey. But that just means real recognizes, you know what I'm saying? And Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. And his second year without Calvin Johnson, who's bailout man, is perfect because now he has to go and make reads. It's not just, well, now you're going to read the number 2 because it's Calvin Johnson. No. Now he's going through from Marvin Jones to Golden Tate, and now they have a young man named Kenny Galladay. That's going to be, Galladay, and he's lighting up camp. He's Calvin Johnson-esque in physique. So, and Calvin Johnson's even talking about, as he's watching the camp, how good this guy will be, and if he can play like that, open up the field for the other 2 to go underneath. That causes some depth for him and Matt Stafford, so it gives him another opportunity to be an elite touchdown scoring quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you want the stats for Matthew Stafford since I have him for my studs? But since you already took him, I have 24 touchdowns. Okay, not as great, but he has 10 interceptions of last year. But his yards are 4,327.
Very nice.
With his ratio at a 93.3.
Yeah,
so without all the weapons that he should have, and possibly, wasn't Marvin Jones a little hurt last year?
He got banged up last year.
So, if you took him out, that's where half the touchdowns are at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, now he has his weapons, and he's able to go out and produce this year. Hopefully that everyone stays healthy. The Lions will be nasty in that division.
They have an opportunity to be drastically better. The
Yeah.
NFC North is going to be a battle. I'm interested to see how that goes.
So sorry, Corey.
Because it's up and down with offenses and defenses. Like one team has great defense but not so good offense. Another team has good offense and not great defense. The only team that's probably struggling is the Chicago Bears, which they don't really have a lot to offer, which is a nice transition to my dud in Mike Glennon. See, I don't have any faith in that man.
Not at all.
Because I feel it's more like a Brock Osweiler situation, where yes, he's had some play time, yes, he looked good in limited play, but that's what it is, it's limited play. So now they gave him that similar $40 million contract, and with what? He sat behind Jameis Winston all last year. He couldn't beat him out.
It's terrible. In two games last year behind Jameis Winston, he put up 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, of course, because he only played 2 games. Yards were only 75.
Yep.
And his ratio was 125.4.
Yeah, but he doesn't make the qualifying levels.
2015, he didn't even play a snap.
His best year was 2013, and that's when he had a 59% completion rate or percentage.
But that's 2013.
Hold on, with 2,600 yards and 19-9 touchdown interception ratio. That was when he wanted to play. That was like 13 games of play.
Right.
So that was his best. So unless they're looking at that time frame, he's been basically sitting around for the last 2 years on the bench.
Yeah.
So
no.
With I believe an injury season in 2014. So
that's like no. I can't even imagine why you'd pick him. I honestly, if the Bears were smart, and I know that it's been all over social media, it's been all over TV and stuff with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, the whole situation, but put a guy that's actually been experienced more every year. Put somebody that's been in. The Dolphins signed Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler was supposed to be retired this year. And you put him in because he knows his offensive coordinator.
Yep, and Adam Gase.
But you can't put in Colin Kaepernick. I understand that Colin Kaepernick was a little bit of a dud last year, but
limited play. Colin Kaepernick had a similar
touchdown ratio.
Yeah.
You put him in, changes the whole complex of the Bears in that division.
Gives them a running dimension, but again, someone that has been still sitting around. So it's one of these things we got these sitting around quarterbacks. It's only a little bit before Mitch gets in there.
I feel sorry for Chicago fans. I really do.
And watching him today, now the interception today wasn't totally his fault, because when you watch the preseason opener, 2 receivers ran the similar route too close to each other and jumbled up all the DBs in an easy position to make that interception.
Yeah.
It was a very broken play, so nobody was understanding the offense there, which doesn't bode well for the whole Chicago
Nope.
Bears in general. So
Nope.
they're in
Hey,
trouble there.
At least they're not as bad as the Jets, so let's just leave it at that.
True, true. But I need to rip on the Packers because I can't just up Aaron Rodgers and not rip on at least one Packer.
Okay.
So,
All right. What do we got?
Ty Montgomery. He's going to be one of my duds.
He's gonna be your dud.
He's one of my duds.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you have here.
Well, here's the thing. 2 words. I should say Jamal Williams. He's climbing up the depth charts really fast. Their rookie running back that they drafted this last year, he's making a progression to take that starting role. And he's a true running back and a hole pounder. So
Yeah, he is.
he's family podcast, people. Remember that.
Yes, sir. And to keep it PG, baby.
But Jamal Williams is going to be, I mean, just look for that name later on, too, because he's making waves in training camp and has actual good pass blocking. I mean, this is an opportunity for him, and I got to say, Ty Montgomery,
Way out.
See him back.
because he's not a true back. I mean, he's only had 1 year as the back there. He wasn't terrible. I mean, he actually had a good, yard per carry.
5.9.
5.9 yard per carry. 4
3 touchdowns. So.
Yeah. And that
Total
limited play.
touchdown.
But he did catch still. I mean, he's 44 receptions, 348 yards.
No
Not great on the YPC. Yeah. And no touchdowns. But still have PPR value there. And that's where I think he'll stay, is with PPR value. He might be on the third down. Maybe they'll rush him. Maybe they'll throw him because he's versatile, so that way they can have a little more option on their third down plays. Other than that, the hole hitter, the big guy, the guy who's going to be getting the first and second downs or the goal line looks, that's going to be Jamal Williams.
So then you think Ty Montgomery would come in for the cleanups?
Ty Montgomery may come down to third downs because he's A, been in the system a while,
Right.
and B, he can catch.
Now, but then who would you rather take when it comes to getting touchdowns, though? Running touchdowns.
Earlier
Would you
in the
get Jamal?
season, it'll be Ty Montgomery till Jamal gets a fully grasp of the offense.
Okay.
Then it'll transition to Jamal Williams.
All around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because if you're looking for a Ty Montgomery and early in the draft, hey, he's going to get all the touchdowns, he's going to get the dirty work, he's going to be at the 10-yard line, he's going to push it in and get these touchdowns, you would want to get him over Jamal Williams.
Well, here's the thing: is if you're going to get Ty, you're going to want Jamal. You're going to want to pick him up way later, sometimes going undrafted, out in the 15th round.
Put him on your bench.
Because that transition is going to be one of those that's going to be the same thing where I feel like Kareem Hunt is going to take over for Spencer Ware. That's going to happen with Jamal
Right.
Williams going on to Ty Montgomery.
Okay.
So,
I mean,
Ty Montgomery, I apologize.
he's talented and he bulked up for the season, but
He just doesn't have it.
It's-
Like he's good, but he's not good enough to be a
running
star.
backs are good running backs when they spend time behind the line of scrimmage. And they've been there and they know how to hit the A and B gaps. That's what they've been doing their whole career. That's why you want a guy like Jamal Williams, someone who's been there the whole time. He was a great fill-in, but that's what he is a fill-in. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
If they weren't that desperate, they would have never gone to him in the first place. So
Truth.
I feel like we've accomplished what we felt on Ty.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear
And
the
then
next guy,
some.
my brother.
Amir Abdullah, we're moving into my sleepers. Amir Abdullah is not so much a sleeper, but where he's being drafted, he's definitely outperforming his value. I mean, I know he's had injuries the past couple of years, and that's always something you got to look out for. But from Lions training camp, he's been making good cuts, been hitting the hole hard. He's been getting all the first team reps. I mean, they instantly placed him back, once he's off injury, back into the first team. So they obviously have high faith in this man. So you gotta lean that way with the Lions. And the report said that they want to give him 200 carries this season. So they're looking to give him the ball.
Wow.
That's from the head coach himself. That they want to give him 200 carries. So, you take him first team reps. Coach says you want to give him 200 carries until that leg goes down. You gotta rock with him.
Yeah.
Have put faith in him. You know.
Talent levels there.
Yep. The Nebraska man, they spent a decently high draft pick on him, so kind of invested at this point. So
He's a specimen. He's a special specimen.
He
for
is.
Sure.
And I gotta stick with Detroit on this one because this guy, even though he screwed me partway through last year, he's a good baller.
MJ.
I think he's got a good opportunity hanging out with Randy Moss this summer, working out with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Marvin Jones. Again, he's still a tall, lengthy receiver. So he has that red zone potential. You know, you lob it up the 50-50 ball. And he had a 3 touchdown game with 200 plus yards.
Damn.
Like, he has the ability to be the number one. He needs the mentality of the number one. That's where he struggled, and that's where working with Randy Moss in the offseason
It's gonna give him
is going
that
to help
hype.
him out. So,
Where does he fall in the sleepers?
He falls
Or
into the
start.
sleepers. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
hmm So I feel like he's going to outperform his ADP of
I
like
like that.
round 13.
I like that because I put him in my sleepers too.
Great minds think alike, baby.
Mhm.
We all three have them in our sleepers, y'all. So you best take a little listen to that.
Yep.
Doesn't happen often.
You got
so.
the stats on him. I got stats. You need any stats? So I got him for 55 receptions last year, even though he was a little bit injured. So you got that to look forward to. The yards, 930. That's a lot. With an average
On
of
55 receptions, everybody.
Yeah.
Remember
That's
that.
ridiculous.
yeah, and he was hurt.
If he had 110 receptions, he would have averaged
That's why.
1,800 yards.
That's why we put him on the sleeper because you have to understand that like this guy was a little
Potential
injured,
is there.
but if he's healthy, dude's gonna be unstoppable
He's
with
yes.
an average of 16.9 yards.
Woo.
Yeah, and then you look at only 4 touchdowns, but again, he was injured. I want to keep saying that because
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people are gonna be like, "Well, you didn't put up the numbers. I'm not gonna put him on there." Oh, you have to think he was injured a little bit. He didn't play all 16 games.
You know, he has a great opportunity ahead of him.
That's insane. That's why I put him on the sleeper because I look at the stats and I go, damn. Even though he was injured, he put up some really good numbers.
Yeah, 55 receptions.
You can't go
Hey.
on.
You're right.
He had that 200-yard game against the Packers.
Yep.
And in that game, I don't know, he went off.
He's everywhere
He has
downfield too.
potential.
He was
Yeah.
downfield. So,
Just all day.
and speaking of Packers, I'm gonna dive into my last sleeper, and I'm not even gonna say anything else on because I already ran to the radio on the time Montgomery rant. Is Jamal Williams.
Yep.
Again, just climbing up the ladder. Only a matter of time before he takes that job. I'm gonna say maybe by week 4.
I was just thinking about right now. I was just like, he's going to say week 4. He's
Week
literally
4.
going to say week 4.
Well, week 4.
Wow. Good
I
minds.
like that.
Seriously, good minds think alike, man.
Yeah,
I
real
swear.
friends. Real stuff, guys.
Beautiful.
It's like, that's phenomenal.
It's only gonna get better once these podcasts progress.
So,
Oh,
so,
yeah, baby.
so right around week 4, if you don't have a Jamal Williams,
If he's sitting in free agency, you should pick him up. Aaron
True.
Rodgers loves him.
I appreciate the help because if he's sitting on the bench, then
I'll probably still get him before you will. Our draft order is set. I'm gonna have an opportunity.
Truth.
So I think I've given my studs, duds, and sleepers. Let's move on to another one of our co-hosts here.
I'll take it.
Just to shoot straight to the left. Yeah.
Oh,
Shoot.
goodness gracious. Great balls of fire, baby. I am, I gotta admit, I had a few of the same studs, duds, and sleepers, but I do have different ones at the same token. My obvious one was Aaron Rodgers as a stud.
You just gonna know.
Need I say more to Aaron Rodgers?
Go for it.
You already explained it all, so I'm going to go ahead to the next one I got here. And we're talking fantasy, and we're talking studs in certain positions. People always think it's just an offensive game, or You know, they forget that there's kickers and defenses. So what I have as my stud, and yes, I will gladly be biased on this one, is the Minnesota Vikings defense. So last year they were the number 1 fantasy point defense. They averaged 7 fantasy points a game, and the NFL average was 4.5 points a game. That is 2.5 points more a game just on a defense. And in that perspective, I'd like to say there's a few of the Vikings players that have gotten paid, and a lot of times people say, oh, they got paid, they won't try anymore. With this team, Xavier Rhodes, Linval Joseph, Everson Griffin all took a pay cut just to keep that defense intact. So they have the same heart and willpower as they did last year, and now they are 100% healthy. I just believe they're going to be fantastic this year, and now they got, instead of Brian Robeson starting at left end, we're going to have Daniil Hunter, who, as a 21-year-old man, he had 12.5 sacks last year in his second year in the NFL as a backup. That's, oh goodness, it's going to be a good year for them. Yeah, y'all, do y'all have anything to say on that? Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree on the defense, and I will definitely try to snag them from you in the draft because they already started to the defense. My thing is that they're going to wear down like last year with the poor offense and them being on the field too much. True. And that's where injuries start happening, and then that's when that defense of talent and the defensive points start to slowly
go down.
Decrease.
Down,
so
down.
If the offense can maintain on the field and not have to put the defense on every 2 minutes, I think they'll be okay.
Truth. If they don't have to continuously do so, yeah. I mean, you're right. Towards the end of the year, they had, and from weeks 13 to 17, when they were not doing the greatest, they had 5 points, 4 points, 0 points, 4 points. But the last game of the season, they ended it strong with 13 fantasy points. To begin the year last year, though, they went 17 points, 8 points, 19 points. They had 2, but they still did a really good game. Had a really good game, and then capped it off with 11 right before the bye week. I believe that they'll be back at that level, maybe even better.
I agree with everybody healthy. They can be. They're like, deadly defense. The hitman out there. So.
Oh, Harry, and then you got Rhodes closed, baby. I am going to transition this to a rival. I mean, obviously, it's the NFC North. They're all rivals to me. But we're going to go with a Packer. And I'm going to give this man, who I think is going to be a stud this year, Davante Adams. I believe, okay, this kid, he's 24 years young, 6'2". Last year he had 75 receptions for 997 yards, but 12 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers has a chemistry with this boy, just like Jordy.
You put him on your studs. I actually put him on my sleeper.
Ooh,
because I think you'd be even more of a threat this year now.
Oh yeah, that's definitely why I brought him. I had him as a stud. I mean, as
I
a
put
sleeper.
him on none of my lists, just so you guys know. Did not make that cut.
You put him on the dud.
Well,
not
they didn't make any of the lists.
Oh wow.
Okay, guys, don't listen to anybody other than me when I say this. Maybe Scott though, because he had the right idea. But Davante Adams, from experience, I believe, he makes catches that you shouldn't make, and he can run routes. He's fast too. He's got wheels. Aaron Rodgers is good with those types.
He likes trying to find him in the end, in the red zone. So.
Him and Jordy, and I believe Jordy, since he's healthy, he's gonna go off for a little bit, but then double team, and then Davante
I just feel
Adams
like Cobb is gonna bounce back a little bit more from last year, and that'll take away a little bit coming from Davante Adams. Davante Adams stepped up a lot because Cobb was playing absolutely terrible last year.
Well, that's why I believe. Sorry.
No, you're good.
That's why I believe Adams is going to do good, just because he earned the repertoire. He earns the.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is Cobb wants that back.
Oh yeah.
So.
And you never watch them fight each other out for it. I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen, because that's bad news for the Vikings. But it's good news for your fantasy squads. So.
I mean, I think with the yards that Adam put up last year was 997. I honestly think he's going to put up at least 1,000 yards.
Oh, he can be 1,000 yards.
And his touchdown is not going to be 12 this year. It's going to be about 15 to 17.
Ooh.
I have a feeling that it's going to be.
You think it's going to be 15 to 17?
I think he
out there.
barely pushes 10.
I'm not going to give him 17 because again, Jordy's still there, and Jordy had 14 of his own.
Yes.
So.
Okay, but there can always be injuries to a certain person.
There can always be injuries to Devontae.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
But we'll see about that. We'll see.
17.
I'm gonna give y'all.
I'm gonna bet the under on that 17.
Ooh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't lose 2 bets now, Scott.
No, I didn't think so.
Just kidding.
I didn't think so.
The first bet. Do y'all remember the first bet?
If not, check out the first podcast.
Hey, bring it back.
Link will be down below.
Bring it back.
Episode 1.
Bring it back. Oh yeah. Episode 1. That was our kicker right there, but now we got something even more special coming up in the future, y'all. So make sure you keep your eyes out. But let's get back to these studs, I should say, because this is my last stud. There's plenty more studs, y'all, but these are studs that aren't the obvious other than Aaron Rodgers, duh. But Jordan Howard, young man, ooh, he did some wonders for me last year.
He was on my runners-up for studs.
Yes, sir. He 13, aka 1,313 yards, 5.2 yards per carry average as a rookie. 6 touchdowns only, but I believe that number will go up a little higher.
And it's the Bears, people.
Yes.
Remember that.
You know how many carries he had last year?
Spell it out.
252 carries.
Exactly. That's not that much for having 1,300 yards.
That's a lot of carries, bro. Like I don't have
That's
nearly any of the carries that I have on any of these
not
players.
a lot for how much he had, though.
True.
That's why his yards per carry average was good. But when I say that, I mean I'm used to a 300 carry back consistently with Adrian Peterson, but
True.
and as a rookie, dude, that's ridiculous.
252 for a rookie is impressive.
That's a lot of carries for a rookie. Heck yeah.
Lot of.
Well, Jeremy Langford proved nothing last year.
Truth.
So, and neither did.
And Carey got hurt
yeah.
today. He got carted off the field, so Jordan Howard's got nothing to worry about on that aspect. He's just got to make sure that even with the shoddy quarterback, he's going to put the offense.
Mitch will save it.
He will.
Mitch will save it.
Halfway through the season when they finally realize that
Week
they
5.
messed up.
Not even halfway.
Truth though, guys, I got something special on my duds. It's funny because this guy plays for my team. This is Sam Bradford.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect anything bad from him.
What's funny is, on my dud, as in again, another runner-up for a dud for me.
Okay, Sam Bradford. And it's not because I think he's going to do bad. He just has a shoddy offensive line. So I expect small numbers, not bad numbers, but he's going to do the small dink and dunk. That's why Dalvin Cook's going to be a baller in fantasy because he's going to drop it off to him consistently.
I honestly don't agree with you right now.
You
should. Because, okay, so Sam Bradford says that he wants to make more big plays.
Yep.
But the question is, can he accomplish those big plays?
It's not
you
his
can
fault.
call all the big plays that you want.
Right.
But
No.
can he and the offense accomplish those big plays with a poor offensive line?
So-
And he's not a mobile quarterback, so he can't be out there moving, jumping, and jiving like Mariota or Jameis Winston. He's going to be like Peyton Manning, who's just going to have to sit there and go down.
Take a sack.
Which takes away those big plays. So
Yeah, but it's up to the 5 guys that are in front of him.
that's what I'm saying.
And with how they looked today, though, it was scary. 2 sacks in the first 2 possessions, and those sacks were literally 2 seconds off the snap. And the average quarterback gets the ball out of his hands in
Like 1.3.
yeah,
or something like that.
no, that's quick. It's
Like,
it's
that's
2.3,
Okay.
2.3 seconds, and If you don't get it out within there, which is the average, you're done. Especially if you're getting sacked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not. What are you going to get? A 5-yard play? There is two dangerous pass catching people on the team that could make his numbers elevate. Dalvin Cook and Stephon Diggs, who can make people miss. They both can. But I just have no faith in that offensive line because of last year, and they did little to improve. They drafted Pat Elflein for the center position, but the center wasn't the weak spot. They signed Mike Remmers, who had the worst pass protection rating in Pro Football Focus. They give him a $50 million contract after giving up the most sacks with Carolina last year. And this guy I like, Riley Reef, but he's been hurt. He has a lower back injury that started on the first day of training camp. So I believe he's gonna be a dud in that aspect. But you never know.
I don't know. I mean,
The dud to me. I'm there. Never have faith in him.
I would never admit to something.
I
against
know
my own
he
player.
thinks he's confident, but I don't know.
I pray that it goes other ways, but
Yeah, we'll see.
Let me hear what you have to say.
for Sam Bradford, he put up 20 touchdowns last year with 5 interceptions, 3,877 yards with a ratio of 99.
So you're saying he's Alex Smith?
Oh, he's good.
Alex Smith can still win games. They won that division.
Their defense won in the games. The offense just maintained.
You're saying you're preaching to the choir.
And the
right
Vikings
there.
have the best defense
Vikings
in the league.
can do the same exact thing with the defense saving them for games.
But then that has nothing to rely on Sam Bradford. That's why he's the dud.
True.
He's not going to perform at his value.
I don't know. I believe that it'd be a little bit different. I think he's gonna put up a little more numbers.
I appreciate the love for
His value's not that high, so that's saying something.
He's a good quarterback.
But I'm
He
saying
is,
as far
but
as fantasy
fantasy
football,
wise, no. He is the quarterback that you just.
yeah.
All right,
Alex
so
Smith.
my next guy on my duds list. I had high hopes for this guy, even though he's not on my team, but I had him on my fantasy team thinking he would do good because he gets some yards. He does. The man Eric Ebron. He is my dud. He had 61 receptions, 711 yards last year, but he only had one touchdown. Like one touchdown. A touchdown is 6 points. 10 yards is 1 point. So that's 70 points right there with just yards, but 6 in the touchdown area, which is the main part. Here's the kicker, though. He was only targeted 6 times inside of the 20 and targeted 3 times inside of the 10-yard line. That means he doesn't have the confidence of his quarterback. Either that or he just doesn't try hard enough. He can't get open. And
no separation.
Exactly. And that's, I don't know. I just feel like now that they have Fells, Fells is gonna steal it all because he's a big body man.
And he can get up there and play.
He can snag that ball.
Ebron, I remember having Ebron last year on my team, and there was a huge goose egg in one game.
Fat goose egg. Plenty of games, actually. He had a few games. I mean, he'd be decent-ish as a fill-in for a PPR tight end on a bye week. But other than that, I wouldn't waste my breath on him if I were y'all. I wouldn't waste a roster spot on him.
Right.
Unless you absolutely need it. And
There's
you have
a lot of later round tight ends that are just good. Hunter Henry,
Jack Doyle,
Cameron
Brait, exactly. Brait will get open, and people are going to forget about him because of O.J. Howard. They're going to go, oh, Brait, what? Yeah. I bet you Brait has a good year.
Yes.
But we'll save that for another time when we're talking about...
I want to add, though,
that.
Austin Hooper! Hooper!
Hoopla! All right, and then I have plenty of duds on here, y'all, but I don't want to waste your time, so I'm just going to give y'all my last dud, and I'm doing just like I did on the stud area. I'm going with the defense, and that is the Green Bay Packers defense is a dud. They are a stink hole. Last year, they only had 75 total points throughout the entire year.
Yep.
and they were below the NFL average. They were 23rd overall in defensive special teams in their fantasy value last year. And they did not do anything really to amp it up. So I believe it's going to be the same or worse.
I mean, they had a hurt Clay Matthews, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, a healthy one is dangerous, but he's older now, and he's hurt, and he was hurt, and you don't heal as quickly and as graciously as you do when you were younger. He's not 24 anymore. He's not super old, but he's not the same. He doesn't have that youth.
Now. So.
I don't know. We'll see.
Nope, I agree with that. Their rushing defense stinks. Their air defense is even worse.
Definitely terrible.
So
I wouldn't choose them. I would honestly pick the Los Angeles Rams defense over
Hey man, Aaron Donald the GOAT.
I picked Jacksonville over them, honestly.
Jacksonville defense will do good, but the scary part about that is how many times they're gonna have to be on the field with that horrendous quarterback. It ain't even just off. It's not even off.
Gladly
It's
take Sam Bradford over Blake Bortles.
all day, dude. Oh
That's
man.
not even a decision.
Yeah. What?
For fantasy, it could be. Blake Bortles won people championships 2 years ago. And he threw 35 touchdowns that season.
Oh, with
When Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns all had
Yeah.
great seasons.
when they went off. But
So Blake Bortles is great for fantasy because of that, but
because he's got the gunslinger mentality, but he doesn't have the accuracy.
we'll save him for when we do the AFC South.
Yes, sir. Which will be coming to you shortly, but y'all will see that. Just keep your eye out. So I'm gonna go to my steals or my sleepers. Sorry. So wake up, cause we doing sleepers, baby. All right. So for me, I had Marvin Jones, like what y'all already had. I don't need to explain more, cause we already did that, and who wants to hear the same information twice? So now I'm gonna go to my man, who you could get guaranteed, because he is suspended for the first 4 weeks. He is my sleeper, and this is that man, Michael Floyd. Right now, he has something to prove. I know. The stink face Jared is making right now.
He does not deserve a championship, though.
Hey, he's back home, has something to prove, and he is making noise in camp. He's
crying a lot?
No, he's catching everything.
He's drunk?
Oh, he's not drunk at all. He's sober.
Ooh.
He's getting his stuff together. He's going to everything he's mandated to by the court. Yeah, it's court mandated stuff, but he's still doing so. He's remained humble through the process, and I believe everyone deserves a second chance. If Adrian Peterson can get a second chance, if Ezekiel Elliott, who I'm not even going to get onto that topic, who does things he shouldn't do, can get a second chance. If Ray Lewis, who got away with murder, can get a second chance, then this man who just got too drunk one night and had some mental issues at the nights, he deserves a second chance. And I believe that with this team, I know that I gave Sam Bradford
I thought a second chance came with the Patriots, but I guess maybe not.
Hey. He has potential, and he's got the big body with the Cardinals. Not last year, but years before that, and like the years where he was just going off. He's got potential to be great, but it all lays on his quarterback. So I got one more sleeper for y'all, and somebody might not agree with this, but I think it is the tight end in the team that I hate the most, Martellus Bennett.
He's your dad.
He's my sleeper. He is my sleeper. Because last year, he had Tom Brady, but now he has Aaron Rodgers, who is also the GOAT. Last year, he had 55 receptions, 701 yards, and 7 touchdowns. I believe that the numbers will spike because, I know Aaron Rodgers doesn't love tight ends, but
I think the yards might get better. But
the yards will definitely get better.
And touchdowns might stay pretty steady.
Receptions will go up too. I feel like he's a good PPR tight end, and he's somebody you could definitely have as a starter. I mean, he's not the first one I'd take, but this is the NFC North, baby. If we were talking about the first one overall I'd take, you guys obviously know that. It's Gronk. But let's get off that part. And I just want to know, do y'all have any
I think the only thing about Bennett is he's gonna be fighting for targets. I know they love to throw, but they're trying to run more, which will also take away from anybody's targets on that offense. So,
agree with that.
I don't know about sleeper.
I
feel he'll just land right where he lands, and he's in a good spot.
I put him on my duds, dude. I literally put him on my dud because 55 receptions with 701. I don't know. I think his numbers are gonna go down.
That is pretty crazy because I do not think their run game will be successful, and then they will realize they have to continue to pass.
But then you get the tight end that can only go 10 to 20 yards deep. But then you got your wide receivers.
He was a great dude. Did you last year? His long was 58 yards, and that was a catch and run. It wasn't like a full catch and run, but still, he still runs a 4.6 40. I mean, that's not the fastest in the world, but for a 30-year-old man, he's still got some wheels and he's got juice in the tank.
That's fast for a tight end, though.
Oh yeah.
But again, it's all about the system.
Those hands too, baby.
It's all about the system played in.
True.
And it's not a deep tight end system. Now that could change with him being there because he's a stud. So
he is.
He has stud ability. But
y'all heard that here first, y'all. As they call him a dud, they also call him a stud.
We never said his talent was a dud.
I know.
No,
his fantasy value.
We never said his
talent.
We never said his talent was that bad.
No.
I mean, maybe the 10 to 20 yards.
Laney Walker's been a talent for years, but when he was at San Francisco in the system, nobody ever heard about him until he went to Tennessee and they actually used the tight end. So I just think they don't use enough tight end in Green Bay. But we'll see. So, Scott, what do you have for us?
So I actually only have, looks like, only 4 players to talk about. So, I could just give you guys my ideas on the 4 players that I have because we've already talked about the ones that we already talked about. So I'm going to go ahead and go off to my duds first. I have 1 dud left, and it's Latavius Murray.
Truth.
Obvious dud.
Yeah, just because.
But I agree with you.
Cook is just like, he's not going to give him any chance.
Latavius Murray's stupid.
I mean, he didn't know. He didn't know that we were going to draft
at Oakland, he was stupid.
Oh, yeah.
He got lucky in the holes that he hit.
That was the best offensive line in the league, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got lucky.
195 carries with 700. Is it 700?
788.
788 with average of 4 yards per carry and 12 touchdowns.
Terrible, but the touchdowns were luck because he had an offense that could drive it down the field. And then he's like, punch it. You got one of the best young quarterback to wide receiver duos in the league. He's just sitting back enjoying this, but it's true. Derek Carr, I'm so sorry, Teddy. I love you so much, but he was the one I wanted to draft, and Amari Cooper as well. But actually, Teddy, I'm lying. I wanted you, but then after I saw the knee explode thing, it broke my heart. I was like, no. Imagine if we had Derek Carr. But anyway, Latavius Murray, definitely.
I do miss him.
Oh, he's got talent,
but
wrong system.
I mean, to get beast mode right now.
Oh, beast mode.
I can't say he doesn't have talent because obviously NFL scouts see something.
Oh, he has talent. He's just wrong place.
I just think that he needs to be told which hole to run to. Like, hey, you need to go right between number 76 and 77, not over here where 62 is at.
62 is the defensive guy.
But I feel bad for the Vikings because you get this guy that had I think a stellar year.
He did.
Okay, you might not think that because you're not a Latavius Murray fan, but he goes to the Vikings and he's
good.
Yeah, he had ankle surgery in the offseason and they didn't really.
I mean,
that's why I said Dalvin Cook, guys.
He's getting free. Yeah, he's getting free money right now. But yes, Dalvin Cook, good
money
pickup right there for sure. So Murray is my dud, my only dud because we've already talked about some players and argued on that. But now I'm gonna go to my sleepers. I have 2 sleepers. You might disagree with me on this one, but
I already do.
Cameron Meredith.
Sleeper?
Yeah.
I put him as a sleeper.
You did, huh? Okay. 66 receptions with 888 yards, 13.5 average.
He's 6'3", 6'4", like 216, and with a massive wingspan.
The only thing that I might have a sleeper / dud on this is because of Mike Glennon. Now, how accurate can Mike Glennon throw the ball?
But Mitch Trubisky
Right.
will save the day, and his Bangs value will go back. Because he's going to need someone to save him and bail him out.
Mm-hmm.
The Calvin Johnson role,
Mm-hmm.
that's what Cam Reddish was last year. So, the bailout.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I give high praise to Meredith. I think he might have a good stellar sleeper year. But it just really depends on the quarterback. Because without a quarterback, you're not really putting up numbers. So, I mean, I really don't think Mike Glennon's going to do much, but that's just
True.
I don't know where the Chicago Bears are thinking on that one, but owners of Chicago Bears, if you are watching this right now, please give me a call. Ask me why. You heard it here first. All right. And my other second sleeper, I think that could put up even more numbers than he did last year, is Adam Thielen.
Ooh. You said a sleeper?
Also,
He's a
put him as a sleeper.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, good minds think alike.
Respect.
Let's do another double. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, 69 receptions last year with 967 yards,
baby.
with 14 average yards, and like what you said,
5 touchdowns, baby.
5 touchdowns. That can go up drastically if Sam Bradford can. Obviously, we talked about the offensive line can hold them. And numbers can go up.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen at any time. That's why we love football so much, because there's only 16 games, and those are big 16 games of the year.
Truth.
And you got to play one by one, but still, I honestly think that Adam Thielen can put up better numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, he will.
And I'm glad that you're not disagreeing with me.
No.
I love
Who's
it.
your last one? I'm curious to see.
Oh, my last one, I am going to have to go with a stud. You might not agree with me, but I have Theo Riddick.
I agree. I mean, his value
Wow.
is what it is. PPR.
Yes. Oh,
Standard. Standard. But PPR value, yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
He's good in that PPR value.
92 carries last year with 357 yards, average of 3.9 yards, and only 1 touchdown.
Yeah. See, that's where it's PPR.
Yeah. But Matthew Stafford.
And he was hurt though.
He was hurt.
He was hurt.
I
He
forget
missed,
how many. I
he
forget
missed
how
4
many
games.
I think it's actually 6 if you look it up.
Yeah, no,
He only
he
played
played
10
in a
games.
couple of the games, but no, he didn't play in them. He was a scratch, I should say, from prior knowledge.
But I mean, I think he'd be a good pickup, definitely for your team, especially in the PPR league.
Oh,
So you said Amendola, right?
Amir Abdullah.
Yeah.
Abdullah.
I mean, them sharing in the backfield, it's a hard decision. I don't
Oh,
know-
it's
I
going to
don't
be Amir
know.
Abdullah.
You honestly think it's Abdullah?
Theo Riggs, not the 1-2 down back. They already said that they want to give Amir 200 carries.
Oh, he's gonna just get catches for days.
Yep.
He won't. He'll probably get like 30 yards a game, rushing, and then probably 50
Yep.
receiving, but like 5 yards. 5 catches a game.
I think Theo
Easily
Riddick
like
is going to be
13
first,
points a
second
game.
down.
No.
No?
Third down.
Third
No,
down.
he's third down. He's always
Touchdowns.
been even before when it was
Two
Rick Bell and
backs,
guys
yeah.
like that. He's always been the third down.
Goal line.
He's only not goal line.
Not
yeah.
even goal
Red
line.
zone, but not inside
goal
the 10.
line. Nope, not inside the
Abdullah?
10.
Inside the
That's
20.
where they want Amir at. That's why they drafted him.
Mm-hmm. He's speedy though.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, yeah, that was my last guy because I mean we've already talked through it. I'm fairly happy with you guys that we were able to pick and choose what categories and what people we gonna pick, and we've hit those. We've argued and we've agreed and I like it.
We debated.
We debated. No arguments here, baby.
We're not a
It's all
dysfunctional
love.
married couple.
When the camera's off.
Hey, y'all are our children, and we just want to get you the best that we can get you. And some of us have higher opinions on certain people, but at the end of the day, it's all on who you choose to believe.
Yep.
So we hope that you give us a true listen.
Yeah. And we can just give you the information. It's your choice to choose, what you do with that information. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, buddy.
Only fault us if you listen to our information and it goes south. But I feel like just like Jon Snow, it's the king of the North, baby. Everything's going north. I'm about to get you fantasy
You
championships.
know that.
Winter is coming. All right, y'all. You have a beautiful, beautiful night, afternoon, day, wherever you are, across the country, across the state.
Thank you for listening
To Average Joe's
Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Oh, that was